The mop slipped from her hands and crashed onto the marble floor. The sound echoed through the lobby, sharp, loud, unforgiving. Raphael Kingsley stopped walking. Executives behind him nearly collided into one another as the billionaire CEO turned slowly, his polished shoes halting inches from the spreading puddle of water. Conversations died instantly. Phones lowered. Eyes widened. Please subscribe to our channel and tell where you are watching from as we continue. Everyone in the building knew that look. Raphael Kingsley did not tolerate mistakes. At the center of the lobby stood a young woman in a warm blue cleaning uniform, frozen in place. Her breath hitched as she stared at the spill, panic flooding her veins. Her name badge read Maya, slightly crooked from months of use. "I'm sorry," she said quickly, already dropping to her knees. "I'll clean it right now, sir. Please, please don't report me." Her hands shook as she wiped furiously, afraid to look up. Raphael watched her. Not the spill. Not the floor. Her. He raised a hand. "Leave us," he said calmly. The words were soft, but they carried authority. His assistants hesitated. "I said leave." Within seconds, the lobby cleared. The glass doors closed. Silence settled like a held breath. Maya felt it before she heard it, the absence of movement, the weight of being alone with him. "Stand up," Raphael said. Her heart hammered. Slowly she rose, eyes still lowered. "You dropped the mop," he said evenly. "Yes, sir." "You looked terrified." "I didn't mean to get in the way." "You didn't," he replied. "You stopped me." That made her finally look up. Raphael Kingsley stood over her, tall, immaculately dressed, dark hair neatly styled, his sharp features unreadable. He was younger than she expected. Early 30s, maybe. Cold blue-gray eyes that had built an empire. "I didn't mean to," she whispered. "I know," he said. "What's your name?" "Maya." "How long have you worked here, Maya?" 8 months. "And before that?" "Cleaning jobs. Restaurants. Offices." He nodded once. "Do you live alone?" Her shoulders stiffened. "Yes." Another lie. Easier than explaining the truth. Raphael slipped his hands into his pockets. "You're in debt." Her stomach dropped. "That's not." "I didn't ask," he interrupted. "I verify everyone in my buildings. Medical bills. Collection notices. You've been skipping meals." Her cheeks burned with humiliation. "You don't know anything about my life." "I know enough," he said quietly. "And I need your help." She stared at him. "With what?" He didn't answer immediately. Instead, he stepped closer, not invading her space, but enough that she felt the shift. "I need a girlfriend," Raphael said. The words didn't register at first. "I'm sorry, what?" "For 90 days, he clarified. "You'll attend events with me. Appear publicly. Smile. That's all." Her mouth fell open. "You're joking." "I don't joke." "I'm a cleaner," she said, voice shaking. "You're a billionaire. Which is precisely why this will work." She laughed, short, bitter, disbelieving. "This is insane." "Maybe," he agreed. "But it's necessary." She shook her head. "I can't do this." "You can," he said. "And you will, if you choose to save your family." Her vision blurred. "Don't talk about my family." "You're drowning, Maya," Raphael said calmly. "And I'm offering you a rope." Silence pressed in around them. "What's the catch?" she asked. "No emotional attachment," he replied. "No intimacy. No expectations beyond what's required." "And the money?" He named a figure. Her breath left her lungs. That number wasn't just life-changing, it was freedom. It was hospitals paid, rent secured, fear erased. 90 days, she said slowly. "Then I disappear." "Yes. And after that, you forget I ever existed." Raphael's jaw tightened, but he nodded. "Agreed." She looked at the floor, then back at him. "You don't get to own me." "I don't want to," he said. "I want control over my image. Nothing more." She hesitated, then whispered, "I'll do it." That night, Maya stood in a penthouse bathroom she didn't belong in, staring at a reflection she barely recognized. Designer dress. Soft makeup. Hair styled neatly. She looked important. Raphael waited outside, adjusting his cufflinks. You ready? He asked. She stepped out. For the first time in years, Raphael Kingsley forgot how to breathe. Not because she was beautiful, but because she looked like someone who didn't belong in his world, and yet fit into it dangerously well. This is temporary, she reminded him. Yes, he said. They walked into the gala together. Cameras flashed. Whispers erupted. And the lie officially began. The first rule Raphael gave her was simple. Stay close to me, he said as they stepped out of the car. Smile when I smile. Speak only if you're spoken to. Maya nodded, her fingers curled tightly around the small clutch she'd been given. The gala loomed ahead, glass walls, crystal lights, men in tailored suits, women in gowns that probably cost more than her yearly rent. She felt like a fraud. Raphael placed a hand lightly at her lower back. Not intimate. Guiding. Possessive enough to sell the lie. Cameras flashed instantly. Raphael, since when do you keep secrets? Is this the mystery woman? He didn't slow down. This is Maya, he said calmly. My girlfriend. The word hit her harder than she expected. Girlfriend. She forced a smile as eyes swept over her, curious, assessing, skeptical. Someone laughed lightly. You've been hiding her. Raphael glanced at Maya. I prefer privacy. She caught the brief look in his eyes, warning and reassurance at the same time. Inside, the noise swallowed her. Music. Laughter. The hum of power. Raphael moved through it effortlessly, greeting investors, politicians, donors. Maya stayed close, nodding politely, answering questions about herself that she had never rehearsed. How did you two meet? At work, Raphael answered smoothly. Maya blinked but recovered. Yes, she said. Unexpectedly. He squeezed her hand, barely noticeable. Approval. As the night wore on, the questions sharpened. You seem different, a woman in red said, studying Maya. Raphael usually dates models. Raphael's jaw tightened. Maya felt it instantly. She's not a model, he said coolly. She's intelligent. The woman laughed awkwardly and excused herself. Maya looked up at him. You didn't have to say that. I did, he replied. They won't respect you unless I do. Something about that unsettled her. Later, when they were alone near the balcony, she finally exhaled. I feel like I'm being dissected. You are, Raphael said. They'll get bored. And if they don't? They will. He always sounded so sure. She leaned against the railing, city lights glittering below. Why 90 days? She asked quietly. Raphael hesitated. Long enough to calm the board, he said. Short enough to stay in control. She nodded. Control seems important to you. He met her gaze. It's how I survive. For a moment, neither spoke. Then someone called his name, and the mask slid back into place. The next morning, Maya woke up in a guest bedroom larger than her entire apartment. She sat up abruptly, disoriented. This wasn't real. She dressed quickly, heart pounding, and stepped into the kitchen where Raphael stood at the counter, coffee already made. You're up early, he said. I didn't sleep, she replied. Get used to that. She frowned. You make it sound permanent. It's not, he said flatly. Silence stretched. Rules, she said suddenly. We need rules. Raphael turned to her. I already gave them. I need mine, she said. No touching unless necessary. No lying about who I am. And when this ends, you don't interfere with my life. He studied her carefully. Agreed, he said. She hesitated. And no falling in love. Something flickered across his face, too fast to read. Love isn't a risk, he said. Attachment is. Days turned into weeks. Maya learned how to move in Raphael's world, how to sit beside him at dinners, how to answer questions without revealing too much, how to endure the constant scrutiny. She also learned things about him. He didn't sleep much. He hated loud laughter. He never talked about his parents. One night, after a charity event, she found him standing in the dark living room, jacket discarded, tie loosened. You okay? She asked. He didn't turn around. Do you know what it's like to be admired and still alone? She stepped closer. I know what it's like to be invisible. He finally looked at her. For the first time, there was no calculation in his eyes. Only exhaustion. They stood there, the space between them charged with something unspoken. Raphael broke it first. This arrangement ends if you forget your place. Her chin lifted. And it ends if you forget I'm human. He nodded once. That night, as Maya lay in bed, she realized something terrifying. She was no longer pretending. And somewhere down the hall, Raphael Kingsley was beginning to lose the one thing he valued above all else: control. If you're feeling the tension build, like the video and subscribe, because the next batch brings jealousy, vulnerability, and the first major crack in Raphael's rules. The first crack didn't come from Maya. It came from the outside world. They were leaving a high-profile charity luncheon when a man stepped directly into Maya's path. "Maya," he said warmly, "you look different." Her stomach dropped. "Daniel," she said, forcing a smile. Raphael stopped instantly. "An old friend," Maya said quickly. Daniel's gaze slid to Raphael. "Friend?" he repeated, amused. "Or boss?" Raphael's expression hardened. "Excuse me," Daniel laughed. "Relax. I used to work with Maya." Before she disappeared, Maya stiffened. "Daniel, this isn't the time." "But it's the perfect time," he insisted. "You vanish, then suddenly you're on every business page in the city?" Raphael placed a firm hand on Maya's waist. "She's with me," he said. "That's all you need to know." Daniel raised an eyebrow. "Is that right?" Maya felt the tension spike, sharp, dangerous. "She's happy," Raphael continued. Maya turned to him. "Raphael." Daniel smirked. "Are you?" The silence that followed was brutal. Raphael didn't answer. Maya did. "Yes," she said clearly. Daniel studied her, then nodded. "Good. You deserve that." He walked away. Maya exhaled slowly, anger rising. "That was unnecessary," she said. "He disrespected you." "No," she snapped. "You did. You don't get to speak for my happiness." Raphael's jaw clenched. "I protected you." "You controlled the situation," she shot back. "There's a difference." They rode home in silence. That night, Raphael poured himself a drink he didn't want and stared at the city. Jealousy tasted unfamiliar and bitter. He didn't like it. The next week, the board demanded more. "Your image has softened," one investor said. "It's good, but we need consistency." "What are you suggesting?" Raphael asked. "Move in together," another said. Maya overheard everything. She waited until the call ended. "No," she said immediately. "It's not real," Raphael replied. "It is to me," she said. "You don't get to turn my life into a performance set." He rubbed his temples. "This wasn't part of the deal." "Neither was my past showing up," she said. "Or your jealousy." That word landed hard. "I'm not jealous," he said. "You didn't answer Daniel." Silence. "Say it," she pressed. "Say you're not." Raphael looked at her. "I don't like sharing what's mine." Her breath caught. "I'm not yours." "I know," he said. "And that's the problem." She stepped back. "We're crossing lines." "Yes," he agreed. "And if this keeps going, it ends." She nodded. "Good." But neither moved. Days later, Maya attended an event alone for the first time. Raphael had a board meeting. He told himself it didn't matter. It did. He watched from across the room as men spoke to her, laughed with her, touched her arm. His chest tightened. When he approached, Maya turned sharply. "You're late." "I didn't expect to see you surrounded," he said coolly. "You didn't expect me to exist without you," she shot back. They danced that night. Slow. Close. Too close. "Remember the rules," she whispered. "I am," he replied. "Then let go." He didn't. The next morning, Maya didn't come down for breakfast. Raphael found her packing. "What are you doing?" he asked. "Leaving." "You can't." "I can," she said. "And I should." "Why?" "Because this isn't acting anymore," she said. "And I won't be collateral damage to your confusion." He stared at her. "Stay," he said quietly. "For what?" she demanded. "Another lie?" "For the truth," he replied. She hesitated. And in that moment, Raphael Kingsley realized something terrifying. He wasn't afraid of losing control anymore. He was afraid of losing her. Maya didn't leave immediately. She zipped the suitcase slowly, deliberately, as if giving Raphael time to stop her. He didn't. Not because he didn't want to, but because fear had finally silenced him. "If you walk out," he said at last, "everything we built ends." She turned to him, eyes tired but steady. "We didn't build anything, Raphael. We borrowed time. That's not fair. Neither is asking me to stay in a lie that's hurting us both." He took a step closer. "You're choosing pride over security." "No," she replied softly. "I'm choosing myself." The words struck harder than any accusation. She wheeled the suitcase past him. The door closed with a quiet click. Raphael stood there long after she was gone. The penthouse felt cavernous, too large, too silent. The air held no warmth, no grounding presence. Just marble, glass, and regret. For the first time in years, Raphael Kingsley didn't know what to do next. The board noticed immediately. "She's gone," one asked during the next meeting. "For now," Raphael replied. "For now isn't reassuring," another said. "Your image is my responsibility," Raphael snapped. "Not yours." The room fell silent. That afternoon, headlines followed. Billionaire CEO appears solo amid relationship rumors. Was it all a PR move? Raphael ignored them. At night, sleep refused to come. He replayed moments he hadn't realized mattered, the way Maya laughed quietly when she felt safe, the way she stood her ground even when intimidated, the way she looked at him like he could be better. He poured another drink. It didn't help. 3 days later, he drove without thinking. He found himself outside her old apartment building, the one she had mentioned once, casually, like it didn't define her. He didn't go in. He sat in the car for an hour, gripping the steering wheel, wrestling with something unfamiliar. Restraint. On the 4th day, he broke. He went inside. The hallways smelled like detergent and old paint. He knocked once, then twice. The door opened slowly. Maya froze when she saw him. "What are you doing here?" she asked. "I don't know," he said honestly. She laughed without humor. "Of course you don't. I made a mistake." "That's vague." "I treated you like a role," he continued. "Not a person." She crossed her arms. "You treated me like something you could replace." "I can't," he said quietly. Her breath caught, but she didn't soften. "You don't get to decide that now." "I know," he said. "I'm not asking you to come back." "Then why are you here?" He hesitated. "Because everything feels empty without you," he said. "And I don't know how to exist like that." Silence filled the small space. "You were never supposed to need me," she said. "I never thought I needed anyone," he replied. "That was my biggest lie." She looked at him then, really looked. The polished armor was gone. In its place stood a man stripped bare by his own choices. "I can't be your experiment," she said. "I don't want you to be," he replied. "I want you to be my consequence." That made her blink. He took a breath. "I resigned from the board." Her eyes widened. "You what?" "I stepped down as CEO," he said. "Interim leadership takes over tomorrow." "You're serious?" "Yes." "Why would you do that?" "Because I built my life on control," Raphael said. "And I lost the only thing that mattered because of it." She shook her head. "That's not fair. You can't upend your life and expect me to fix the fallout." "I don't expect anything," he said. "I just need you to know I'm changing. With or without you." She studied him for a long moment. "You don't change overnight," she said. "I know," he replied. "But I've started." She stepped aside. "Come in." That night they talked. Not about contracts. Not about appearances. About childhoods. Fear. Loneliness. He listened. She cried. And for the first time, Raphael didn't try to manage the moment. He let it exist. When he left, it wasn't with promises. It was with humility. And as Maya closed the door behind him, she realized something just as dangerous as love had taken root. Hope. If you are moved by the story, please like the video and subscribe for more exciting stories like this, because your support means a lot to us. Raphael didn't call the next day. Or the day after. That was the first real change Maya noticed. He didn't chase. He didn't pressure. He didn't try to control the narrative. Instead, he did something far more unsettling. He waited. Maya returned to her routine: early mornings, long shifts, quiet nights. Life felt smaller without the penthouse, but steadier. Safer. Still, every time her phone buzzed, her chest tightened. On the fifth day, it finally rang. "I won't stay long," Raphael said when she opened the door. "I just wanted to ask if you'd have dinner with me." She studied him. No suit. No polished armor. Just dark jeans, a plain jacket, and nervous restraint. "As myself," he added. "Not as a billionaire." She hesitated. 1 hour, she said. Dinner was simple. A small restaurant. No cameras. No whispers. They talked like equals. "I didn't know how loud my world was," Raphael admitted. "Until it went quiet." "And?" Maya asked. "I realized I was using noise to avoid myself." She nodded. "That's common." He smiled faintly. "You always make chaos sound manageable." "I grew up in it," she replied. He watched her carefully. "I'm not asking you to come back." She raised an eyebrow. "Good. I'm asking if you'll let me learn," he said. "Without guarantees." That scared her more than promises. "I don't trust easily," she said. "I know," he replied. "I didn't earn it." They parted with no kiss. No expectations. But something shifted. The media didn't stop. Speculation grew wilder. Billionaire steps down for love? Was the cleaner his undoing? Maya saw her face splashed across screens she couldn't escape. She panicked. "I didn't sign up for this," she told Raphael over the phone. "I know," he said immediately. "I'm handling it." "How?" "By telling the truth." She froze. "Raphael." "I won't say your name," he continued. "But I won't lie anymore." The press conference was chaos. Cameras flashed. Reporters shouted. Raphael stood alone at the podium. "I made mistakes," he said calmly. "I blurred lines. I treated people as roles instead of humans." A reporter yelled, "Was the relationship real?" "Yes," Raphael replied. "Because she made me confront who I was." "Will you return as CEO?" "No," he said. "Not yet." The world exploded. Maya watched from her couch, heart racing. He didn't protect his image. He dismantled it. That night, he came to her door again. "I didn't do it for you," he said quickly. "I did it because I needed to." She searched his face. "And if I walk away? Then I'll keep becoming better," he said. Alone. Her throat tightened. "You're not the man who made the offer anymore," she said. "I know," he replied. "I wish I had been this man then." She stepped closer. "So do I." He didn't touch her. That was the difference. Weeks passed. Slow mornings. Honest conversations. Shared laughter without fear. Raphael learned how to wait. How to listen. How to be present without demanding. One evening, Maya reached for his hand first. He looked down, then up. "Are you sure?" "Yes," she said. And for the first time, the touch felt earned. Raphael didn't rush the happiness. That was the strangest part. The old him would have tried to define it, label it, secure it. But this version of him, quieter, stripped of titles, let things unfold naturally. Maya noticed it in the small things. He asked before showing up. He listened without interrupting. He accepted silence without trying to fill it. One evening, they sat on the steps outside her apartment, the city humming softly around them. "You know," Maya said, "this was supposed to end after 90 days. Raphael nodded. "I remember." "And now?" "I don't want an expiration date," he said honestly. "But I won't trap you with forever either." She studied him. "You've really changed." "I had to lose everything I hid behind," he replied. "Only then did I see what mattered." She leaned her head lightly against his shoulder. The tabloids eventually moved on. A new scandal. A new billionaire. Raphael faded from the spotlight, and for the first time, he liked it. Months later, a small foundation launched quietly. No press. No branding. Just action. Maya stood beside Raphael at a community center opening, watching children run through freshly painted halls. "You did this," she said. "We did," he corrected. She smiled. That night, as they walked home, she stopped suddenly. "Raphael," she said. "Yes, I need to know something. Anything. If you had never needed a girlfriend, would you still have seen me?" He thought carefully. "No," he admitted. "And that truth will always haunt me." She nodded. "But you see me now." "Yes," he said firmly. "Fully." She took his hand. "I don't want to be someone's lesson," she said. "I want to be someone's choice." "You are," Raphael replied. "Every day." A year later, they returned to the same gala where the lie had begun. This time, they arrived separately. Maya wore a simple dress. No disguise. No performance. Raphael waited at the entrance. When she approached, he smiled, not polished, not strategic. Just real. "Still here," she teased. "I never left," he said. Inside, whispers followed them again, but this time, they didn't care. A board member approached. "Raphael," the man said cautiously. "Good to see you." Raphael nodded politely. "I'm not here on business." The man glanced at Maya. "Then congratulations." They walked away hand in hand. Later that night, standing on the balcony, Maya turned to him. "You never asked me to be your girlfriend again." "I know," Raphael said. "Why?" "Because I don't want you to stay because of a title," he replied. "I want you to stay because you want to." She stepped closer. "I do." He exhaled slowly, emotion flickering across his face. "I was afraid," he admitted. "Afraid you'd leave once you saw everything I was." "I saw it," she said. "And I stayed because of who you're becoming." He reached into his pocket, not a ring, not a contract. A small key. "I bought a place," he said quietly. "Not a penthouse. A home. Somewhere we could build something, if you want to." Tears filled her eyes. "No pressure," he added quickly. "No expectations." She laughed softly through the tears. "You really did change." She took the key. "Yes," she said. "I want that." He pulled her into a gentle embrace, no audience, no performance. Just two people choosing each other. And in that moment, Raphael Kingsley finally understood the truth he had spent a lifetime avoiding. Love wasn't something to negotiate. It was something to earn. If this story touched you, please like the video and subscribe for more emotional stories filled with kindness, growth, and unforgettable endings.